Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? We are back on the WrestleSense live report. Everybody has a WrestleSense, and we're here to share it. It's weird that summer is almost over already. Summerslam is done. We're hyping up, getting ready for some other big shows. We got a decent amount to talk about, not a lot, but we got a good bit of people already popping in here, so let's give them a shout out. Monstar's in the building. Threads, that's still a thing? Nobody gives a shit about your threads. Go over to TikTok and do a TikTok dance, Monstar. There's my man Gav. Pepperoni rolls, you know what they always say. You make enough for everyone, my friend. There you go. Crushing Kelly's in the building. Good to see you. William Kenna, always in the building. I appreciate that. Marley Goods in the house. Man, we got a packed house already. Andy Price in the building. Should be interesting, and I'll be picking your brain, Andy, as well. Aaron West, we got Wheels in the house. Man, good to see all you guys here tonight. I can't believe that football's already back, man. Wow. All right, good to see each and every one. There's Monstar in your threads. I'll give you a thread. So we are going to review WrestleMania. Yeah, that's where my head is. SummerSlam and a pretty interesting AEW Dynamite last night. So let's bring on my man Doc first and foremost. What is happening, my brother?
What up? What up? What up? It's a good day, you know. I mean, it's not too bad outside. A little bit rainy, but hey, it's okay. Welcome October. Getting ready for the greatest season.
You hyped for your Falcons?
No, not at all.
No?
Nah, you know what? I excite myself every year. This year, I'm just going to see what happens with them and just go with the flow. I mean, I'm hoping just at least a playoff appearance. But other than that, that's it. I don't expect anything else.
My man Wally's from the Atlanta area. He's a big Falcon fan as well. We got Monstar saying, "Oh,
I missed you. You complete me, Monstar. You complete me."
Jason in the That Wrestling Podcast in the building.
He's here.
They were at SummerSlam, and
yes, they were.
Very interesting to check out their endeavors over there. It was very interesting. Appreciate that. Big shout out to That Wrestling Podcast. I didn't say the Wrestling Podcast this time, Jason. I got you. That Wrestling Podcast, my man. So check them out as well here on YouTube and all social media platforms. So I got to ask you. I forget what I was going to say. 2PW this past week.
Oh, it's an amazing show. We had a huge for all the stuff that was going on in that area, we still had a really, really good crowd. Really big crowd. It was just amazing what happened. And like I said, Jamie Jameson closing the chapter with the New Age Plague Gory, which has been going on for almost 2 years now. One of the most phenomenal matches I've seen in a while. Last man standing, fans bring the weapons match. These people in Worthington, Pennsylvania are sadistic. There was weapons that, like, it was funny because John McChesney, being the 2PW and the top prospect champion and also a veteran, the veterans were going through the barrel. Someone made a paddle, took every little piece of cheese grater, and nails. And McChesney picks it up and goes, and he goes over to Matt Cross, M-Dog, right? First time I'm meeting this guy, right? And McChesney goes, "Did you see this shit?" And right across my arm, do you want to talk about holy shit that hurt? I'm like, God damn it. What did I not call right or something? And of course, Big League himself looked at me and went, "Oh, Doc, sorry about that." I'm like, God damn, thanks.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was a hell of a show.
We'll get to that, Atticus. We'll get to that, Atticus. He's rehashing some old joke from last night's Dynamite.
Oh, yeah, it was one of the best lines I heard in a while. Atticus could repeat any line from that promo. It was amazing. So, but yeah, it was a great show, great night, and still your 2PW top prospect champion, John McChesney. I got to call an M-Dog Matt Cross match. I've been waiting for this.
See, I apologize. Last week I said I didn't know who he was because I didn't recognize his name. But when I went back, I started remembering and seeing him in different stuff. And I'm like, and then I remembered he fought MJF in the first All In and all kind of wild stuff. So something else I wanted to mention from that. Yeah. They put the first match live for free on IndieWrestling.us.
They did.
Which was very cool. I got to watch that. And it's not that much. If you guys want to lock into Pittsburgh's indie wrestling scene and other places, there's subscriptions where you can watch those shows for free if you're not in the area. So check out IndieWrestling.us here on YouTube.
You want to talk about shit and tax? I didn't even know we were live till I got there. And then Kincaid's like, "We're going live," and I'm like, What do you mean we're going live? Because usually it's.
I heard it. I was like, they're gonna have it live.
Oh, and I mean, yes, I gotta get my confidence built. I've been doing this for how many years? But you could ask Jason from That Wrestling Podcast. You could ask Kenna. You guys, a lot of people. I have very low self-esteem. It's just something that I was born with, and I was nervous as shit. But according to Tony, even though he's very, very condemning sometimes to me,
Really?
he actually said we did. He's like, you did well.
Actually, we have a special guest today. Tony Kincaid is here. No, I'm just
You know that's in my contract. No more surprises.
Seriously, from that first match and all the highlights that they put out on like the social media, you did phenomenal, like you always did. Your energy is unmatchable, bro.
I was nervous. I was really nervous about this. I
got all your little taglines in. How many holy Snikes did we get? I'm sure we got a few of those.
I didn't want to just say, oh my God. I did say, oh my God, like twice. But, you know, like I said, my idol is Joey Styles. He will always be my number one. You know, number two is I know people are going to be like, what the hell was Vince McMahon? Because when I was a little kid, that's what I grew up watching. I watched Vince McMahon. I watched Shivani. And I loved the way Vince did his. You know, Vince was the good guy and Ventura was the bad guy. And just, and then from there it went from the Monsoon to Brain. You know, there's so many people out there, thing. Love and hugs to you too, Kelly.
Local wrestling was pretty hype. 2PW, Revenge, and Ryse at the fair. I mean, you got a bunch of crazy shit going down, man. It's
Tad Jarvis wrestled 3 days in a row.
Wow. The Iron Man of indie wrestling, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, Tad came up short against JJ Rumham.
Let's not talk about that. We won't. We're going
to. No. I was forced to say, and the winner is during a talk with the Jersey Shore Saints, and they don't like me. That's all there is to it. I don't like them. It is what it is.
And shout out to Sorg. I know he helped out there too. And I saw Sorg's show the other night. There was a guy named Preston Everest on his show that had something to say about our bud CJ. So let's bring him on so he can. CJ.
Yeah, what's up?
It's the man, the myth, the legend.
Damaging some nards out there, I see.
Oh,
I mean,
he deserved it, bruh.
Sometimes you just got to use your steel toe shoes and get to work.
Now, did it hurt your foot, though? Did you use the broken foot to kick him in the dick?
I did, but I had steel toe shoes on.
Oh, smart man. Speaking of smart man, let's bring on the big guy, too. What's happening, Ray?
What's up, fellas?
It's not a week, cunts? Okay, fair enough. We're going to keep our monetization for this week.
Yeah. I'm in a vehicle. I just yelled at someone at Applebee's.
Oh, jeez.
So, like the
poor
energy,
little girl server.
The oi cunt energy that I normally have, I've already dispelled.
Oh no!
Onto this metrosexual waiter at fucking Applebee's that doesn't understand what "bring the check twat" means.
The check twat.
Thanks, Wally. Well, did you use the word twat? I mean, seriously, which Applebee's was this?
I'm in Uniontown. I'm actually still in the parking lot.
Are you waiting to get off work? Like, what's happening here? Do I need bill money?
I'm eating dinner to have to do the podcast, and I said, "Could you bring the check, bud?" He brought a fucking round of refills, and I'm like, "Thanks, but can we get the check?" And then he disappeared again. And 19 minutes later, I said, "Can you get the check, twat?" And then he got the message.
All I can think about is the Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby of the people.
I got pissed off and walked out. Miss Bruiser is just now walking out of Applebee's because I threw her my wallet and said, "Pay the motherfucking check so I can go get on the podcast."
Oh my God!
All I gotta say is,
did you give our old employer? Did you say hi to our
Bobby.
old employer there, Ray? Did you give a little number one to our old employer across the street over there?
I always give them the.
But I gotta ask. Hey, Ray. Honestly, the definition of Ricky Bobby's dad is this: where you look at your loved one and say, "Hey, let's go get kicked out of an Applebee's." I'm just saying.
True. He did. He's living mad storms in the building.
There's only one person allowed to get kicked out of an Applebee's and other establishments. That's this man right here.
CJ, you famous for getting kicked out of places?
I mean, not to my knowledge. I should have been several times, but
there it is.
because
there's a place called Sweeney's. I think there's a new rule list because of him, but we won't get into that. I'm playing with you, Jesus.
What we are going to get into is some wrestling. So I thought about doing a big rant today, but I'm gonna hold back. I'm not going to go there. We're going to try to make some sense.
Here, I'll do it for you. SummerSlam fucking throated.
Let's get SummerSlammed. So CJ is our champion again for the picker. He had 5 of the 8 matches, right?
Oh, yeah?
Which is like we always say, don't get us wrong. We're not here to predict stuff. We're here to give our WrestleSense and have fun with it.
It's like I might kind of know what I'm talking about, huh?
Maybe sometimes. So let's get SummerSlammed here. And we started out as Logan Paul requested for his match to be first, and we'll talk about why here in the next slide. But high energy. I think it was a pretty damn good match. Doc, what's your take on the opening fight?
I set the bar. That's all there is to it. I thought they tried to set the bar for SummerSlam. I thought they did very well. It proved that, you know, and now I'm going to get some shit for this, that Logan Paul does deserve to be there. He is phenomenal at what he does. And I mean, he put 100% into that matchup. I mean, they told a great story, and in the end, that reluctant and your winner is Logan Paul, and him saying, "Say it again." It was good. I enjoyed it. So
He absolutely plays heel to a T. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
His in-ring work, this was probably the sloppiest of the matches he's had to date. But not in a bad way. I mean, nobody's 100% perfect, and the fact that he gets as little reps as he does and is still as good as he is fucking insane. I thought it was a really good match. I kind of hope they find a way to circle back to this in some way, shape, or form, because I think there's more there. I really think that these two were – you could tell that they weren't 100% used to each other, but as the match went on, their chemistry got better, I think.
What'd you think about this, Ray, when the use of the brass knuckles at the end? Did you mind that? Was it needed? You loved it? I think that leads to another match, like you said.
Well, that's one. And then 2, I was really worried about how Ricochet comes out of this match, because it's not like Ricochet is an established main eventer. They're trying to rebuild Ricochet, obviously. They obviously were rebuilding him for this match. But Ricochet's the guy who's going to still be on Raw every single week. And I do think that he has potential to be an upper mid-carder if done right. So I really didn't want them to just bury him. So having Paul use the Nux, again, protects Ricochet a little bit, leads into him being a prick of a heel, leads to possibility of another match. So I like everything about it. Like I said, it was a great match. It was a good high-octane opener. Even if Logan didn't want to do it so he could be the Jake Paul fight, I would have opened the show with this match.
Yeah. CJ, I know you said that you didn't really like the whole show, but did the first match do anything for you?
Absolutely. The first match was very solid. You're going to see another match between those two. I think you kind of have to. And I think you need to get Samantha Irvin more involved because it just adds to the story.
Yeah.
I was okay with the brass knuckles. I was okay with it. I mean, it's fine. I would have liked to seen a lot more aggression out of Ricochet on Monday Night Raw. But, I mean, overall, I would say, and I know we'll get to it, I would say this in Seth and Finn in no particular order is 1A, 1B.
Okay, fair.
For the night.
So, yeah, like we were mentioning here, he flew. It's funny because one of my friends, a big flight guy, a big airplane guy, so he found the plane that was going to from Detroit to Dallas. So on his live stream, they were doing a watch along. It was like the Santa tracker, they do in Christmas. You can see this airplane flying down. I'm like, holy shit, he's going to make it in plenty of time. And the guy was live streaming the boxing match. And he was like, well, the main event will be, because it started like 8. He was like, the main event's going to be at like 10. I was like, dude, the main event of the boxing match
12:30.
is going to be like midnight or beyond.
It was 12:30.
But this schmuck couldn't take his fucking clothes off and change. He wanted to be, hey, look at me. He's such a hey, look at me, isn't he?
I mean, look, you would be too if you were him.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, change your clothes for fuck's sake. You gotta.
But what if he didn't have time? I mean, if you think about it, he had
a 2-hour flight, or an hour and a half flight, or whatever,
in a private jet. So he had plenty of time. Plus, they didn't land in the main Dallas airport. They landed in an airport away from it because we were watching the plane land on the dude's stream.
And maybe he was just hoping that if his brother won, they could say, "Yo, both Paul brothers winning," which exactly happened.
Yeah. I didn't get to see the whole fight. I was watching a watch along. But hey, when you knock him down, I want to see them in the MMA fight because that's going to happen next. Because I want Diaz to rip him a new fucking asshole. Next match was Cody and Brock. Controversy with this feud. People still all hell bent on why did Brock beat him? Why didn't Cody win at Mania? Let's start with Ray on this one. What's your take on the feud between these two? And how
I thought the matches were good. They told a good story. I like the fact that Cody had no idea Brock was going to shake his hand after the match and was worried he was going to kick his ass. Because apparently none of that was talked about prior. But it's
Ray,
not the way
you love predicting the future.
It's not the way I would have booked it. You know what I mean? So we talked about what I would have done, which apparently is still on the table. Sam Roberts was talking about it on his podcast the other day about the possibility of Bray and Cody. But I mean, it did its job. That's all I can really say.
Yeah. CJ, what'd you think of a lot of people some people were knocking this match, and some people were saying it was a great match. So where do you sit on this one?
I mean, at first, I wouldn't say I was knocking it. It wasn't my favorite. But then when I put myself into wrestler mode, in story mode, this whole thing with finishing the story, Cody was clearly the underdog, and the story was him trying to get back in the ring to beat the 10 count.
I liked it.
So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it was a little different. I mean, a lot of people bitch, that Brock is just going to do F5s, but he's a legit badass. He doesn't have a ton of moves, and I just think if you take Brock into a different scenario, different company, I think he does more moves. He's only going to do what they're going to let him do. Doc, how did you like this fight?
I liked it a lot, and I'll tell you what. It showed that Cody with the 10 count repetitive. I thought it was very well done. One thing I will say about Brock Lesnar, him shaking his hand and raising his hand in victory at the end there, I feel it's kind of like a passing of the torch. And what I mean by that is actually just the simple fact is that Brock basically could not – I mean, he got the job done against Roman how many times, right? And he was like, this is the guy. I feel like this is him saying, this is the guy that's gonna stop this tyranny of Roman Reigns. This is the guy right here. I feel like
you're almost there, dude. I feel like you're almost there. Like, I think the nod wasn't so much a passing of the torch, but Brock saying, like, now you're ready.
Yeah.
After the hell I put you through, now you're ready. You know what I'm saying?
The look on Cody's face made me believe that wasn't planned. Cody's face, he really looked a little bit surprised at the end there when
mark this on your calendar.
Okay.
I'm actually going to disagree with Ray.
All right. Fair enough. We all have our own opinion. Good.
Doc, mark it on your calendar.
He's agreeing with Doc. Disagreeing with. Fair enough. So
Thanks, buddy.
Tell me one other person that Brock Lesnar has ever done that.
I can't. I don't remember anyone either. And he's the gatekeeper.
I agree with, yeah.
He's the gatekeeper. Oh my God, Damien, you got the dumbest fucking comments on YouTube. You always do. You always say the dumbest shit, Damien. Thank you for dumb comment, Damien. I give him shit everywhere. He just says dumb shit on purpose. So,
you think Vince yelled at Brock? Do you think Vince yelled at Brock?
Let me play devil's advocate here then. If you guys feel like that was the passing of the torch, do you feel like, Taker passed the torch, if you will, to Brock, then is that Brock passing the torch to Cody? I mean, do you feel like that's him legit saying, like, this is the top guy now?
I do.
Yeah, I kind of do absolutely. Too. It's his, like you said, when have we seen Brock do anything like that before? It's unprecedented. Now we're hearing Brock's going to be gone for a good while. So,
till next Mania.
Yeah. So he's, I was more worried about on Monday when they were teasing Cody going for the world championship. I was like, no, it should be going for the other title. But I'm waiting to see how that plays out first. Because, Cody doesn't need to win that title. He wants to win the one his dad never won. That's the story, not this new championship. But like I said, they kind of mixed it up.
I think you used the right word. That was completely just a tease. Yeah. Then we saw that Shinsuke is going to interject himself there.
Mm-hmm. Which I love.
It kind of gave you that little bit of tease, but at the end of that, Cody and Seth were shaking hands and like coexisting, if you will, before he got Kinshasa in the fucking chops.
Yeah, which is cool. I kind of like that version of Shinsuke. I dig it. As expected, LA Knight took the battle royal. There was some it was some fun stuff
It
through
was
this
all right.
battle royal and some
It was
false
all right.
finishes. I would have liked to see the final two been like LA Knight and Omos, and he found a way to get Omos out. You know, like kind of like a Andre Slam back in the day. Like, how's he going to get this big guy out at the end? But
the only reason
that's just me.
The only reason I say they wouldn't do that is the simple fact that they had Gunther versus Cody in the Royal Rumble, so you were kind of repeating that kind of story
True.
David
Good
versus
point.
Goliath. So
I didn't think of that. Good point. Good point.
You mean
But-
like the last how many ever matches that Roman Reigns has had? The repeating.
Oh,
the same thing?
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
you are right.
You're right. You're definitely right. But we'll get
Yeah.
to our thoughts on the Roman in the main event here. Ronda and Shayna.
Trash.
Sayonara Ronda. Good. CJ, elaborate.
Trash.
Just that's all.
Trash. Here's, I mean, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Shayna. I'm a big fan of what Ronda brings to the table. Being in WWE, am I sad to see her gone? I am not. But if you're gonna advertise this as like a MMA rules match, at least like take the ropes off of the ring or something, and maybe have Herb Dean come in to be the referee and Bruce Buffer be the announcer. I'm all for a good worked shoot, but I'm just sorry, and this isn't anything against either of those women because I think they're both incredibly talented. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah, this is a good point. They had a Slim Jim commercial with LA Knight like right after that too. So, but yeah, it's. I mean, everyone's.
It just motivated him. It motivated him to go far. But when he comes to this up here, they were talking about Busted. They're talking about it on Busted Open. They actually brought Little Guido on, who actually had to do it shoot style wrestling, which was really interesting to hear.
UWFI.
What he had to do, what he had to go through, and how they beat the shit out of you for real until it was time for the one person to go over. However, with this matchup here, if you saw on Raw, Shayna had a nice little black eye. So what you know what? I'll give it credit where credit's due. There was just that black eye is the only credit that this match got. Other than that, like stopping it and I don't know. I just thought it took too much time. You could have put another match in there if you'd have cut this in half just a little bit.
Yep.
I mean, why not let her just sink her into that chokehold? Don't let her tap like she did, and she just passed out. In my eye, I think that would have been better. Just her like really beating her in record time. That gives Ronda time to go away, time to do what she has to do, and then come back with like a ferocity to prove herself. So
I agree with you both.
Or not come back at all.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I agree with you both. This built Shayna up a little bit, and it did get rid of Ronda. So I'm happy. It did its job, but it wasn't a good match. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, tried to mix it up. This match was what it was too. Just a brutal battle. I mean, there's not much to say about it. I mean, you guys have any? I don't really have much on this. It's what we expected, a brutal battle, and we expected Gunther winning again. We're going to talk about his next opponent here. We're going to talk about his next opponent here in a couple minutes too, so we'll get to that. Let's go on to this one. CJ, tell me about this. Now, you put this one up there as one of the good matches of the night.
I did. Because the way I feel that Finn told the story of this was superb. Had the 7 on his shoulder that he got fucked up in the SummerSlam match when he won the original Universal Championship. Did the same power bomb to Seth into the guardrail that he got injured in. I mean, it was just good storytelling. I didn't mind the little bit of the dissension between the Judgment Day, but I think it's a little too similar to what's going on with the Bloodline right now. So I actually, and I think, did I pick Seth to win this one, or did I pick Finn?
You're the one that picked Seth, so this is the one to put you over the hump. Everyone, all the rest of us picked Finn.
I would have preferred it to be Finn, to be honest.
All right, fair enough. And these are two of my favorite wrestlers. I think these are the two of the best in the business. So I mean, it's good to them to put on. And even Seth had a throwback top on from one of his old fights.
Yes.
He had so there was those.
It was the same exact top from that match that Finn got hurt.
Yeah. Those things, the 7 on here and that stuff. It was just the little things like CJ mentioned. I dig. What about you, Doc?
I liked it. Plus, it shows the dissension within this well-oiled machine that you call the Judgment Day. You can see that there's kinks in the armor, and they're just waiting to implode. We just don't know what's going to happen. I really did enjoy this fight. I really wish Finn would have won. I would love to have seen Finn avenge himself from what happened because everybody wanted to see that Finn Balor.
Yeah.
The one that was drafted by Raw. You know, in Pittsburgh, when he walked out for the first time on a main roster, I was sitting there. I was all right.
Remember, he beat Roman Reigns that night.
He did.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really record-breaking night. That happened. Sasha won her first WWE Women's title.
That was the first night Corey Graves was a commentator on Raw.
Yes, it was. It was just the first night for everything, and it was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is awesome. So, I mean, I really enjoyed it. The simple fact is, you know, what's next? You know, for Seth Rollins, obviously Shinsuke Nakamura. But I do still feel that you're going to see Finn Balor lurking in the shadows somewhere.
Thank you, Damien, for another dumb comment. I love the gear. It was so outrageous when he came down with that crazy-looking Aladdin-type jacket and shit. That's his shtick, wild gear, man. You saw the big Crocs that he wore Monday.
It wasn't wild gear, though. That is a stupid comment. He was paying homage to the story of the past 7 years because it was...
No, not that. He's talking about the big, huge jacket on top of it, not the top. We know about the top. He's talking about the rest of the gear.
That's his gimmick,
That's his shtick. That's his
Get
shtick.
over it. Dumbass Damien.
Yeah, he is. He is dumbass Damien.
Damn.
Trust me, he gets it a lot worse on other streams, so no harm.
I could get worse. I'm in that mood this week.
The ladies' title matchup, we saw the cash-in like we kind of thought we would, and we saw this. Let me just go right to this right now. Bianca now is the longest and the shortest reigned of champions. So what did you, Doc, what did you think about number one, Bianca winning and then losing, and the cash-in with Io?
I liked how they did it with Bianca because the simple fact is she already had an injury with the steps. Then from there with the figure four, or what did she call it? Not the figure four. I like calling it figure four, but I can't think. Anyways. Oh wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah,
But where I'm going out with this is the simple fact is, like, you know, Bianca did all this and went through hell just to get that pinfall, just to get cashed in on.
I know.
And simple fact is, with Bayley taking out both Asuka and Charlotte with that case, like, just pretty much clear, like being the the fullback, the Mike Allstott.
For the love of God, would you please say her name correctly?
Who?
Asuka, not Asuka.
I always say Asuka. I don't know why I always say that.
Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar
the Grouch.
Yeah, Oscar the Grouch. Yeah. So Asuka.
They're all correcting you, Doc. You must have said something wrong.
No. I asked what it was. Like, I forgot the move. It just went blank on me. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
They got your back, Doc. They got your back.
Ken always had my back. He's had my back since day one in RWA. What I'm saying is, the simple fact is that it was just, I love the storytelling in it. Just the fact that Bianca now could say, I was locked in the figure eight. I barely pinned Asuka. And then from there, it's just, it was just a simple fact that she went through all this hell, and then here come Io Sky, and then, of course, like I said before, Bayley playing the role of Mike Allstott and just walking all through.
And I heal on all these Muppets.
Oh no, not at all, not at all. I love the fans we have here at WrestleSense. I'm not calling them Muppets. I love Jason, but man, he likes to twist me to the dark side. He's like my personal Emperor Palpatine in a way.
I like it.
But like I said, I was really good storytelling. Now I'd love to see what is the future for Io Sky from here. Let's see where we go. So I'm excited.
Very true, very true. Now let's see here. Oh, it's that time. Let's look at something first.
Well, I don't get to tell you what I.
Oh yeah, sure. You're supposed to say, "What am I, a piece of shit?" That's what you're supposed to say.
I thought the match was very sloppy. They all, at points or another,
Jason,
looked very, very lost.
Never.
I liked the finish, even though the finish should have been the 450. And the best part of this match was Io cashing in, and more so Dakota being there to kind of reunite the damage control. Even though she's nowhere near cleared, she wanted to be there for Io.
Did you hear the story about Bayley getting a hold of her that day and saying, "We need you here"? So I had heard that she
almost didn't make it.
Yeah, she was on a podcast and she was like, "I gotta kind of go to SummerSlam." I agree, Jason. You could never come up with something that creative, so I agree with that comment.
It just, again, all three of them are beyond talented, way more talent than I'll probably ever have.
Oh, please.
Just wasn't for me.
Now you're being too humble now.
Humble.
We got to bring up that web page with all your successes and wins again, so we could review CJ's career. Yeah. Hey, my favorite part about this match: Charlotte didn't win. So, according to WWE, tribal combat is anything goes, and no one can interfere. Right? So that's just a clue that everyone's going to fucking interfere. This I have a problem with. Another problem is we'll see. Will they explain that tomorrow night on SmackDown? They better. They need to address that. This is not just a random tweet. This is WWE saying no one can interfere. So that I have a big problem with.
No, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
I agree with you there, but was the referee distracted while the J stuff was going on?
I don't know. I wasn't paying that much attention.
Neither was I, because that shows you how
be.
Much I really cared about this.
It is WWE being WWE.
Yeah.
I got you.
Again, I think the Bloodline has been the best storyline in wrestling over the past how many ever years?
Riley hasn't won a match in his professional career yet. Keep going, Riley. You'll get there.
You start out on your back. It's all good.
You don't need to go over to get over, brother. You should know that, and I'm sure you do know that.
If
you need to go over to get over, you're doing something wrong, and that's not me like talking shit on anybody who's chasing their dreams. But the whole point is to get over without having to go over.
I love that. That's a t-shirt. Hold on. This is good. Monstar says, Muppet Show, WrestleSense chat. Me and Blaze are the old guys in the balcony. Thanks. Thanks for pointing out my age. I'll be 50 I'll be 50 in 10 days. Thank you very much. He's over like Rover. Yeah, there you go. You can lose and still get over.
Look at guys like Tommy Dreamer. I guarantee you he's lost 95% of the matches in his career.
Let's discuss it. The surprise was the hooded Jimmy coming out and turning on his brother. For me, this turned me sour on the Bloodline storyline.
As did it me, but I'm willing to see where it goes from here. I think it is the wrong move.
Oh, sweet. Look at that.
Yeah, Dreamer's awesome. I worked the show for him, House of Hardcore and Elizabeth, while I was on house arrest from my second DUI. And him and Bully Ray were loving it that I was reffing in my ankle bracelet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, turned me a little sour on it. I mean, I've said specifically on this show many, many times, best storyline in years, amazing stuff. But I'm afraid right now. Here's what I'm afraid of: we're gonna get Jay versus Jimmy. We're gonna get a 4-way. We're gonna get Solo versus Roman. We're gonna get Jimmy versus Roman. It's like, and Roman's not gonna win clean, or when's the last time he won clean? He hasn't defended the title since Mania alone. So I just think this soured me on the Bloodline.
I would agree.
Unpopular
with you,
opinion. MJF and Adam Cole are a better storyline than this right now, in my opinion.
Currently. On August the 10th at 8:35 p.m., I would agree.
Yeah, but you guys, I mean, they kind of planted the seeds whenever Jay and Jimmy were like, okay, I'm with you, and they kicked Roman whenever. Didn't they say Jay said Jimmy just wasn't?
Nah, Flair won clean. He had the Horseman with him, but this is different. Roman.
Doc, I see where your head's at.
Wait, good.
Yeah, I don't know. Am I wrong?
Jimmy was kind of hesitant, and he always had. But then,
but he just helped your brother.
Why have him turn and turn back? Shortly after getting his fucking ass handed to him.
But I don't think he's turned back. I think he just. I don't think there's anything to do with the bloodline. I think he's just like, yo, this is what's happened.
Okay, I just feel like it was not the best placement for this.
Is it because Jimmy's mad because Jay got the title shot and he didn't? Is that part of it, you think? Why he would turn? I'm trying to make sense of it. That's what we're here to do, right? Try to make sense. He was pissed
off and said, you know what? Fuck all of you. But I'm just going to ruin this whole thing. And then, well, unfortunately, I don't know.
It just soured me a little like this. The finish did make sense, Gab. I'll agree. I mean, you turn. But I think the end game is the whole 4 of these guys get back together at the end. They're family. They're blood. They have to, right?
I'm kind of over it.
I'm over it too. I really am.
Let them go.
But I'm with
their
you,
own
CJ.
thing.
I want to see. But they're not. They're going to do their own thing with each other. Look at this. We're going to wait till Mania for this one-on-one. We got to wait 7 months.
Let it build.
I think that's too long. I think
That's too long.
Whereas
I'm
I
already
feel
hearing
like
a 4-way at Survivor Series.
all
is the
those
rumor.
people bitching about Cody not winning, I think that was the right decision as far as it goes with the Cody stuff. This again, I
That's
think
what I
is
mean.
the wrong decision.
Jimmy versus Jake at Survivor Series. Sure, that's hot right now. Strike while the iron's hot. Make it on summer. Don't wait till Mania.
I think what happens is he's right about one thing, but I'm gonna have to edit his little
He wants
comment
a
there.
trilogy. He wants 3 times.
Yeah, there's not going to be a trilogy. What it's going to be is you're going to see a Survivor Series match. You're definitely going to see a Survivor Series match. However, at the Rumble, one's going to eliminate the other one, and they're going to say, all right, let's just finish this at Mania. There's not going to be a match at Rumble. It's going to be those two in the Rumble, and one's going to eliminate the other one.
Wally, you're never going to see a WrestleMania in Pittsburgh.
Good point
but
there. Look at this one from Riley.
Yeah.
Jimmy's first T-shirt was "No one's bitch." Well,
Point taken.
that's good. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. We got 21 people in here and 8 likes. You guys can help us out. Let's at least get to double digits and show some love. Share it out. Also, if you can jump over to the Hardcore Sports Network and show some love, we're live over there too. I appreciate it.
We're live, buddy.
I would love one at Pittsburgh too. We're just not
never
big enough.
happen.
Not big enough. They can't put enough people. And what if they did it at the football stadium
At Heinz Field
or Acrisure or
in
whatever you want to call it?
April with Pittsburgh weather.
That's true. That's what I'm afraid of in Philly next year.
So I hate to tell you guys, I just got some breaking news.
Uh-oh.
I got some anal news.
Oh, okay. Well, that's more important. I
Good,
guess.
Doc. Good, Doc. Shoot it out.
According to some rumors, of course, I was just say the Triple H is officially set to be removed from the WWE Board of Directors.
Well, that's good that we're going to go right to this. Here's the press conference, and a lot of people were denying, and that's very, very great lead-in, Doc. Perfect. Couldn't have done it better.
I got some better news, but not really.
So a lot of people were discrediting Triple H by saying that that Vince is not in control of day-to-day. People are still thinking just because they see stuff on one show or another that it's Vince doing it because they didn't like how it was booked, or that's definitely a Vince thing, or can't you tell that Vince booked this and Vince did that? What do you think about that, Doc? I mean, even with that news you're kind of breaking now, I'm not saying Vince isn't on the phone doing things here, but you really think Triple H would?
When people don't get what they want, they spit venom. It's,
Yes.
it's just a way of life. It's just what happens. And I'm sorry, my football player's trying to crowd my spot here.
Before
Go ahead.
Rand,
Good, CJ.
I'd like to know what your source is for this breaking news.
Yeah, where'd you see that?
It was sent to me via
Because that would
my
be
friend
all
Eddie,
over X.
the Ringside Roster Wrestling News and Rumors.
Yeah, that's probably bullshit.
Yeah,
If it doesn't,
It
come
was-
from
it was on
Fightful
another
or
place,
Sean
too.
Ross Sapp.
No?
Ringside is sketchy, and that could be
Dirt
someone
Sheet?
just
Dirt Sheets, it's here too. Breaking news.
Dirt Sheets is Dirt Sheets.
All right, it's a Dirt Sheet Radio. I don't know. I'm just
Whenever
showing you.
whenever Sean Ross Sapp posts about it, then I will give it some validity.
Yeah,
Okay.
so far I haven't seen it, but hey, you never know. I mean, that would be very strange.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I like to, because people aggregate different stories and put their spins on it. So
According to Sean Ross Sapp, Triple H will no longer serve on the board of directors for WWE after the merger.
Does
is
that
that
mean
from
he's
Sean
not in?
Ross Sapp's Twitter?
I'm just telling you what I'm reading, man. I'm just looking.
I'm not trying to give you a hard time. Unless
Sports
it's from,
Kita is saying that
Yeah,
first-hand sources have informed Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful that they could leave the company if Saudi.
Sean Ross.
Oh wow,
Sapp, yeah.
damn, that was a long
Triple
time
H no
ago.
longer serving the board of directors after the merger. That is Sean Ross Sapp's actual. That's kind of strange. That's very strange.
Another thing too they're talking about is that a lot of people are talking now about Bray Wyatt had a really.
He's supposed to be in Pittsburgh for the payback, and the injury or the health concern that's kept him out. Was not only career threatening but life threatening.
Oh my God, Damien! I'm just going to delete that comment because it's so fucking dumb.
Let him have his.
Yeah.
and then let everybody go on
It
it.
doesn't even make sense. Never is legit. It's terrible English, and it's totally wrong. He's the most
Damien,
reliable source.
you're a special kind of stupid, bud.
He is. I told you. And he gets it at every stream he goes to. He gets it. I think he trolls on purpose sometimes. So now, does that mean just because he's not on a board of directors, does that mean he's still not like in create? He could still be.
I'm
working
really,
for
really
the
hoping.
company,
I
still be
think
in creative
Atticus.
control.
I hope
mean,
Atticus is right
it's-
on this,
it
and I
says
hope.
he will
I
manage-
just hope the whole thing's.
Yeah, we're getting same thing we're getting from other people till still the lead in creative, which
Which
now,
we know he's not really, probably.
well, you have other people helping, but what about Monday? Monday seemed like a Triple H style. You got a lot of people from the old
Well, that's because
NXT
Vince
days.
had whatever spinal surgery.
Well,
Let him be laid up in bed and
Then what's the excuse for
Never see him
SummerSlam?
again.
And not only that, I believe, and I can't take credit for this. I want to give credit to Sex Panther. 70% of the time, it works every time. That I think Ari Emanuel from Endeavor was just feeding Vince a big line of bullshit to get this deal pushed through. And there has been some new ongoing investigation stuff with the whole Vince McMahon shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're going to find out maybe sooner than later that it was someone from Endeavor that told whoever it was to look into it more.
It's interesting.
And then that'll be a way that they could get Vince entirely out.
Yeah, which I don't know. I see a lot of people that are, hey, if you can't tell that Vince is still in charge, you're a dumbass and shit like that. And I'm like, well, but at the same time, don't get me wrong. If Vince calls and says, let's do this, I think they will do it. But I don't think he's as involved as people think.
Maybe
like you
not
said,
as involved, but I feel like he still might have final say.
why wouldn't he?
Yeah,
He's the
agree.
man that created all this.
I agree.
Wrestling wouldn't be, and we've talked about it. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to the nards out there who think as soon as something seems off, oh, that's Vince did that. That has McMahon written all over it. How do you know? How do you know Vince and Triple H aren't as close as they've ever been and having dinner with each other every day? They're in the same fucking family.
Yeah.
It just irks me that, people get so into the nuances, the outside parts of wrestling instead of just fucking enjoying the content. I don't care how it was booked or how the build was. I just want to be entertained by a show. That's me. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little animated because it grinds my gears, I guess you could say.
All right,
we'll see.
Peter Griffin.
That's very interesting news. We'll see how about this? What do you guys think of this new pair?
I love it.
It's cool.
I love it. It's just a new change for them. Let's
Yes.
see what they could do.
Heel with those two dudes. I dig. It might be a work. I love that. Yeah, it's always a work, Danny. It's always a work.
Life is a fucking work.
It's your opinion that, he shouldn't.
I agree with Kelly, but that's not how business, as far as especially in the WWE, goes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
How do we know that Vince hasn't called Triple H and said, let's do some of these things, and Triple H has talked him down from it? We don't know. We are not on the phone. We are not at the dinner table with these guys. We're not in the office. And I highly doubt that $1 billion company has one or two people making decisions. I like to believe there's a group. It's $1 billion company. There's other people that have say too that we don't know. They're not going to tell us all that shit. But I agree. I'm real interested to see a heel Montez, and we haven't seen that side of them. Really, have they been heel at all before NXT or anywhere, or have they always been the basketball jersey wearing? I don't know if they've ever been heel. Anybody in the chat remember Street Profits being heel before? They might have done heelish things, but
They were.
NXT maybe.
that's what I'm saying.
They had a little crossover. Remember when they were trying to hunt the titles down? I think it was at Pittsburgh. They did
I
that.
wouldn't
You know
even
how they
say
do a
that
run-in?
was heel. I would say
Yeah.
tweener.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They were in between, but they were never full blown heel. Let's just see what the full blown heel can do.
Yeah. So speaking of Monday's show, and for those out there that have kids, I don't. This will definitely touch you. And I love this moment when Chad Gable grabbed his little boy and ran around the ring. Wow, that don't hit you in the feels. And the kid, look how happy that little kid is.
I'm with you, Riley. I'm with you.
That's true too. We don't know. Good point. We don't know. Right now they're doing some wild shit, but we don't know. We don't know for sure. And I don't want.
I would love to see it be a heel, though. I would love this. I know the gimmick changed, but I do want to see it be a heel because I just want to
Maybe
see.
they're just better polished versions of himself.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying to you guys is I would like to see and witness the Street Profits be heel. Let's just see how much of a variety these guys can do. You know what I mean? They're very talented.
I'll still cheer Montez no matter if he's heel or face. I love him. He's one of my favorites.
He's out of this world.
So here's my question: Does Chad Gable have a chance against Gunther?
When is the match taking place?
Next Raw.
Is it the next Raw?
Yeah, it's next Raw to Raw after. I forget, but
yeah, no. Then
I think it's good to see him finally in a singles push.
Gunther's gonna have that until he beats Honky Tonk Man's record.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Gable gets a little bit of what do I want to say here? Steam in the beginning of the match, maybe, and it makes it look like he's trying to, put a dent in Gunther, but there ain't no way. I just hope there's no shenanigans.
I agree again, Riley.
Yeah.
The kid's getting the business early on. I love it.
Riley's no dummy, man. Riley's no dummy. Let's talk a little bit about New Japan. Let's go over to the overseas here just for a second. We are down early this morning. These 4 matches happened. We're at the end of the Climax G1. The winner will take on what Sonata lost to Evil. And early this morning, like 3 or 4 in the morning, I was looking at Twitter or X, whatever the fuck it's called now. These are the final 8 that won out of the group stages. And now we have this as our final 4. We have Okada versus Evil and Ospreay versus Naito. And I highly doubt Evil, from what I'm understanding, if Andy's in the chat, he knows this way better than me. Evil just beat Sonata to make those 2 fight again down the line. Okada versus Naito, Okada versus Ospreay. Yes, I'm down with either one.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, Andy, that's what I thought. A lot of people were pissed off that Evil was even in the final 8, but we talked about the brackets before, and now we're down to this. And to see, Okada Ospreay. I've seen a couple of them too. I want to see those 2 basically, and that's on the 12th. So that's in a couple of days. And I was wondering, what if Andy and some of you guys out there might be able to answer this? Sonata's the champ. What if he wins this? Because the end game is to fight the champ if you win the G1. So what if the champ wins? What happens then? I just want to leave it at that. Very interesting to see. And I do want to see if we will see Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. at All In.
We're going to see Ospreay for sure.
I think Orange Cassidy, because he's teasing that thing with Zack Sabre, I'm hoping those 2 go one-on-one. Because they did that 4-way before. So Orange and Zach would be great. So we'll see how that pans out too. But let's get here's another thing. Finally passed it up. AEW All In is now pushing 80 grand. So they passed up SummerSlam 1992. And we'll definitely get more into All In. It's shaping up to be a really good looking show on paper right now going into the end of August. So which isn't too far. Actually, it's already the 10th. It's already a 10th there, dude. Dude, it's already the 10th. Here it is. If Sonata wins, he chooses his challenger. Fair. There you go. I knew you'd know. Good. I was just wondering. I was like, what if he wins? How about this promo? Did you guys see this?
Loved it.
That was hilarious. It's creative. It's something I don't think we've ever seen before, right?
I'm a Chris Statlander guy.
Me too. You want to know what else we've never seen before? Have you guys ever seen Jerry Lawler's art?
Yes.
Have you ever seen
phenomenal.
This one? I thought it was funny. I had to put it on the podcast. Jerry Lawler drew that. I didn't know he was an artist that one. But that's hilarious. That's really funny. Kind of weird that
Atlanta GA.
No, they've
not anymore, Riley.
Like 3 or 4, buddy.
Yeah, there's a couple there, Riley.
There's MJF and Cole. There is
the 4-way for the ladies.
FTR.
4-way for the ladies. Bucks, FTR, and Joe Punk. And Omega is going to announce what he's doing next week on Dynamite.
What about the pre-show match?
The 0-hour tag match.
That's interesting. We're going to talk about that here in a second. One more thing. Here is your instructions for what I think of the bloodline right now. You go like this, and then you tell me.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I find funny shit on here. How about 2 Japanese wrestlers, women holding the championships right now? And they're both very deserving.
Awesome.
I didn't think about that till I saw this, but they're
Io Sky actually made the front page of the paper.
I saw that. That's
I thought that was awesome and amazing that she got that recognition. That's great.
I think professional wrestling's, from what I've heard, is really, really big over there with stuff like that. Hence making the front page of a paper with pro wrestling. I dig it, but definitely deserving, both of them. The Shida one was a kind of a surprise to me. but I'm
Yeah.
not against it.
I
I'm not
mean,
against it.
She deserves it, though. I mean,
Yeah.
you think about it, she carried the banner when there was COVID.
She
so.
had the she was victim
Yes,
of
the
the
Drew-
Drew
yep.
McIntyre syndrome.
Yes.
So I'm
yes,
really
very
happy
true.
for her. I hope she retains in Wembley. So, but
Well, it's obviously going to be Saraya and Britt that win the other two.
you're
It's gonna
saying
be-
that. You're
It's going to be
saying
Saraya,
that.
Britt. Yes, it's going. They got to put all the big names at the All In show. They have to.
Yeah, it's going to be Saraya.
As much as I like
Brett,
Sky Blue, it's not
Shida, and
I didn't think Sky
Toni
Blue,
Storm.
but I thought maybe the bunny, making that.
No, God,
getting
no.
that- You don't think?
No.
So we're going back to last week a little bit, but what did you think about the significant hug here? Was it anything to it, or this storyline intrigues the shit out of me right now?
Yeah.
Especially if they're going to fight with each other in the pre-show. Do they
As much as I don't want to see Aussie Open lose the ROH tag team titles already because they deserve better, I think there's a good chance that Cole and MJF win those titles and end up feuding with the Kingdom.
Or, which is good, I would love that. Or that match sets the difference between Cole and MJF to make you more hyped for the main event. Like they really go at it because they lost a certain way.
Gab, the champ didn't have to qualify for the title match. She was in it regardless.
No, she did. She had to fight the match last night. If she lost the belt last night, here I'll show.
Well, that's stupid.
Well, it was a title fight last night.
If she lost last
yeah.
all that was going to happen.
We'll get to that. What about this?
Billy Madison.
Never mind. I'll just over here fuck myself.
Oh, you're gonna fuck yourself.
Yep.
Nice. Spit it out. What were you saying?
I was going to say what's going to happen. What would happen is the winner of that match between Anna Jay and Ashita was in the 4-way as the champ. So
yeah, well, I mean, to me, that's not technically having to qualify, but I get what you're saying.
Tony had the bye. Yeah, I get what you're saying too. I thought this segment was funny. I think they're digging real deep into some wild stuff between these two, and I don't really want it to end.
Me neither, and I don't think it's gonna.
It's gonna be weird to see. I really think dissension between the two starts in that tag match, and that's gonna hype you up instead of. It's not going to be a respectful title fight, I don't think. I think it's going to be. How about this one, too?
That was the best part.
I mean, when MJF's like, promo battle. It was good. I mean, the dynamic between these two is unexpected. At the beginning of the year, if I told you these two would be a tag team in this, would you, like, why? Why? How?
I'd tell you you're fucking high.
Yeah. It would be like, why and how? And it probably won't work, and that's stupid, but it's fucking phenomenal, in my opinion, dude. Plus, they're two of the best wrestlers on the planet, in my opinion, too. So they deserve to have, instead of just having a fight, having a big story behind it as well. And to me, right now, like we said, today on the 10th, that storyline's better than the Bloodline. All right, RVD and Jack Perry first. RVD, timeless, right? Did he look good or what? Do you guys think he looked good?
He looked good, but
for his age.
Yeah. I mean, kudos. It was a really solid match. I really enjoyed it, man.
The leg drop to him on the barricade, that was brutal. I mean, he can still go. I mean, and to still hear respect come when he comes out to the ring had me popping still, too, because I don't think that's going to last.
To watch. It was a little good nostalgia.
Do we see any more RVD, or is this just a one-off?
I think it was a one-off.
You think?
I think it was a one-off, but I would like to see Jack Perry go after other ECW alumni.
I think you're going to see that. And yeah. Mm-hmm. But RVD's a big name. Wouldn't you think you try to throw him into All In somehow? Just for have a big name? I would if I was them.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think you need to.
I don't know where he would go unless you have like
you have Punk, you have Joe, you have Omega, the Bucks, you have.
True. I'm talking about like a couple old school names, like, how in the old WrestleMania Battle Royals and stuff, you'd see, a legend come back or something like that. I wouldn't mind. I mean, if you're going to pull the string on some legends or big names, like why wouldn't you, if Big Show can have a match, put him in a damn match. You got him on your roster. Just to have a big man battle or something, or have a Battle Royal and have him show up out of nowhere or something. I mean, showcase as much as you can in All In when you got 80 plus, there. Someone who doesn't regularly watch MJF calls it. Yeah, it is. And that's the good point. Even to the people that don't watch regularly, they see that. It's funny. What about the JAS? I have a weird feeling. I have a weird feeling he's going to turn down Callis next week. Because
he probably is.
Yeah, he's leading you to believe he's going to, and all these guys leaving. And I really think we're going to get Guevara versus Jericho, because Guevara didn't leave. He was the last one. What do you think, Doc?
so when you see somebody who has everything go to nothing, it hits you. And it's the fact that everybody just walked out of that ring, said their piece, and walked out on him.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do. He could have said, "Hey, ref, that was used. This is my friend." They could have did that kind of turn thing, but that the competitor in him pinned Garcia, and now what? The JAS is obliterated to nothing, and I think that's what needed to happen to see Jericho and see through Don Callis' bullshit.
Agree again, Riley.
Gav he's making a joke. That was a joke. Gav likes to make funny jokes. That's a good joke. Big Show's an ECW legend. That's a good joke. Riley just didn't know he was joking.
Yeah, but that's basically everybody loses. I mean, it takes you to lose everything to realize, what you had. I hate to quote Cinderella, the '80s metal band, but don't know what you got until it's gone.
I know the Hardys don't have it like they used to, but would you guys?
It was damn fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
That was the best match the Hardys have had in many, many years.
As much as I know Ethan and Isaiah to be with them, I wish they weren't there. I just wanted to see those four. I know it's getting them on TV. I understand why. I just wish it was just those four, because that might be the last time we'll see those four in the ring together. But I agree. Hardys look pretty damn good. And then, like we said, Sheeta got the win over Anna Jay to put her in a 4. Lucha Brothers in Blackpool Combat Club.
It was good.
I don't know what they're going to do for All In. We don't know that yet.
Can't wait to see it.
Both teams
have lined up.
Combat Club are the most brutal stable in wrestling
best
right
friends
now.
Into the mix for a 3-way dance.
There you go.
Ooh, that's a good. I like that. I think Jericho turns down Callis to set up Ospreay Jericho. That's true. They were teasing Ospreay Jericho.
Yeah, they were
for that too.
I'd rather see Omega Ospreay.
Me too. Well, Omega has an announcement with JR next Wednesday, so we'll find out who he fights. I'm interested because I don't like you said, CJ. I want to see him versus Okada. That's it. I felt bad for I love that hat. I really did love that hat. So that's what we have for wrestling. I'm hyped about All In. I think the card's going to keep pumping up, and we'll get more into that as we get close to it in the next 2 weeks. But we've come to that time. All right, Ray, at the end of the day. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow. 2 seconds of it. I felt the heat coming from CJ there, but it's all right.
I couldn't do it. Wait a minute. What do we got here? I want Isaiah to break out on his own. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either. Yeah, me too. That's why I don't mind seeing him and Ethan on TV with them, because I like Ethan Page and Isaiah.
Did DH say he's coming back, or did he just roll?
No, he's just rolled.
Okay, rock on.
He was here. He's at a black tie event.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Okay.
He's at the store.
As much as both matches are creative, yeah. Give Ospreay, we'll see. CJ, at the end of the day, my friend.
At the end of the day, it's been a hell of a week. I'm fucking over it. And my foot was contorted and stretched in ways that I never thought possible, even more so than before breaking it. So nice. I'm fucking wiped the fuck out.
All right. Doc, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, love pro wrestling. And at the end of the day, remember the Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game. That's right. August 17th. Be ready for it, folks. If you have Game Pass, it'll be on there. It's going to be an awesome game.
At the end of the day, SummerSlam started out hot, and it kind of went like this for me. But AEW brought me right back up on Wednesday. That's my opinion. That's my WrestleSense, and you got to fucking deal with it and like it. People, we'll see you next week. We're out of here. Peace and positive vibes.
Except for dumbass.
Oh, yeah.
DJ, go ahead and finish your sentence.
Except for dumbass Damien.
Hey, Damien, the suck it was just for you.
Man, you guys are hard on that Damien, but I get it.
Oh, I was not.
When you bring it on yourself, it's just like herpes. You could have avoided it.
We got to start doing that. We got to have the chat with their end of the day, too. Mark smells so the Jeff can enjoy them, too.
Oh, my. She has a point.
Very good. Shout out to Bodie in football.
Hey, have you ever farted in an elevator?
I charted.
Sure have.
Hey, you know what the bad part is? There's nothing to enjoy about that. Nothing.
There's a lot.
I love my beef. I smell my beef.
I don't know.
You gotta love your own scent,
Who is
right?
that girl with the picture of Monstar?
Oh, that's Firestar.
What's that?
Her name's Firestar. She's from California.
Oh,
The girl with Monstar. That's his daughter. That's his daughter.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who that was.
Maddie. Big shout out to Maddie. She's a nurse. She just became a nurse. Shout out to her. And that's you, JJ Rumham. I heard what you said about me, you dick.
I think he had every right to defend himself there, because especially who you insulted.
I'm talking about on X.
Oh.
I'll tell you about it later. Yeah, there's my one time.
Hey,
All
look.
right, people. Where's the ketchup bottle? There we go.
It's delicious.